I one day I started reading back in my journal, and I saw it's like, okay, I woke up at 3:30. I started writing in my journal. I worked for a little bit. I went to the gym. I have a family member at a home.
Yeah.
I took him some food. I worked my jobs. I helped a friend, and I did all these things that was proactive
Right. Important.
for this amount of time, and not once did I say, Frank, how the hell are you doing all of this, feeling the way
Right.
you're
There you go.
feeling?
Yep. Here
You,
comes the
you, your
compliment.
your heart is shattered in a million pieces, and you managed to do this.
Yeah.
How freaking awesome are you?
How productive are you? How just
Like how
proactive you are.
like the strength you're displaying is admirable.
It's like what you're doing to yourself, right?
Yeah, and bro, that came at 60 days,
Yeah.
and it just hit me. I don't know how it hit me, bro, but that was a moment of empowerment for me.
Preach.
I felt empowered. I was like, coño, I was beating myself up for the last 2 months, beating myself up because I'm my own worst critic. Not once, coño, did I realize that I was
I'm pretty
doing
badass.
a lot of good things
Yep.
in the lowest point of my life. I'm doing a lot of positive, great things, and bro, you can't say, you know what I'm saying? Like even anyone, they cook a good meal. It's like, wow, this came out very good. You did a
Yeah.
great job.
Oh,
Not even that. Not even that I could do.
well, I struggle with this too. I struggle with compliments, going to be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like, not that people are being disingenuous, that I'm not worthy.
Mm.
You ever feel that way? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're not worthy of a compliment, so you take it. Sometimes I don't know how to take compliments. It's difficult for me. Not that I don't think I'm great, because people on one on one end, people go, you're so conceited, you're so full of yourself, you're so confident, and then it's like, you don't know how to take a compliment. I'm like, oh fuck, really?
Well,
I mean, how else am I going to take it? So but you're complimenting yourself, but because I think you're very healthy in complimenting others. It's hard. It's kind of like a in order to compliment yourself, you should probably practice in complimenting others. In order to compliment others, you should practice in complimenting yourself. It's kind of like you just got to get the thing going.
yeah. That's I like the way you said
Is that
that.
a good one? Yay!
I like the way you said
Hey,
that.
I finally got something good. Yeah.
I like the way you said that. Because it's I do struggle. I struggle for not anymore.
No,
Not
I
anymore.
don't think so.
Shit. Every time I go to the gym, I finish my workout.
Hey, girl,
I'm
nice
100% done.
I mean, be careful when you compliment the gym.
I
But go on.
still don't feel it. I'm like, no, we're gonna do one more set, and we're gonna pick this up until failure.
Great point, by the
So-
way. Let me stop you for a quick second, because I'm advocating like devil's here. If someone was listening, what you just said is very important. Let me kind of. It's not that it's over. You're not complimenting yourself on a job well done, right? You're complimenting yourself on a job that you're doing, and you're doing it well. And you got a long way to go. But kid, keep going. Mm-hmm. And it's like you're kind of giving yourself a pep talk. A lot of people, and I'm one of them, sometimes wrapped in the compliment is some thorns, some spines, like, yeah, you're doing great, but you should have been finished by now, or you should be better by now, or you know what I mean? It always comes with a backhanded thing for myself even. And sometimes I hold back, not now, but before in my past, I would hold back on giving compliments to people because I thought either I'd be way too gushing on them, and I know if I'm telling the truth or not. And it's like, oh, do they really need a compliment? They're not that great. But or I'm going to not do enough. And because I know that it's kind of like if you're going to compliment me and you're not someone like you, right? Where I know it's coming from, La Portador de la Verdade, right? There it is. You're the truth. But if it's somebody else, and maybe I don't know them so well, sometimes it is a little bit easier to hear a compliment because they don't know too much about you and they're complimenting what they see. So you must be showing something good. I think it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe that family member that you don't know so well, or you've known them your whole life and you've never really jived with them, and you're just gonna, and they start complimenting. You're like, are they jealous? Are they trying to lead to? Because you know, and I always was very kind of, why are they complimenting me? What are they trying to get out of this? And that's a corporate mentality. Or your colleagues would say, hey kid, great job on that presentation or that thing. Oh, I was really enthralled. It was so great. And you're like, what are you trying to get out of this? You trying to kiss up to me so that when you do shitty, I got to compliment you back? You ever feel that way where someone compliments you? And this, I'm taking this a different direction slightly.
Yeah, I
because
never felt anything like that before.
it's the world that I grew up in, man, where you sometimes don't know. And I got to be, she's upstairs now. I hate to say it, Mom, but my mom struggled with people complimenting her growing up. I could only imagine. I know for a fact I've heard stories. She had a tough life. Her mom died when she was very young. Dad remarried, difficult situation, blah, blah, blah. I'll leave a blank space there. And it manifested in the way she treated me and my sister. And sometimes there was a trust issue for my mom because I think she thought that people that she loved would leave. They'd go. I can only imagine that's the trust issue she's dealing with. But what that manifested in me and my sister, but I can only speak for myself, is we didn't always trust compliments. And we didn't know if there was something coming behind it, if it was sarcastic, whatever, because of the source. My mom sometimes was conflicted, and sometimes she would 1 second compliment, but then say, well, but it could have been better. And it's one thing if I say that to myself. It's another thing if someone else says it to me. Like you compliment me, but then you try to say how it could be better. Why don't you just lead how it could be better, and then we'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. In corporate, I was always very difficult. It was difficult for me to do reviews because my managers would tell me, you are very self-aware. Sometimes they would joke, next time send it to me in advance. I'll paste it to where my thing is. And then you could just do something really, here, do mine here. But I was difficult to coach because I would only take orders from people that had cred. You know what I'm saying? That I felt like knew what I was going through, truly had the proof of what they did. They were good, still are. And were true mentors, like really genuinely cared about my well-being and about what's going on. And sometimes they'd hear me spout off and they knew I just needed to spout off. And then at the end, they're like, are you done? Like, are you done, kid? Yeah. All right, thanks. I got that energy out. I respected those people deeply until a lot of them started leaving the bank and so forth and so forth. That's a whole other story. My point being, even then with those people, I'm sure they wanted to strangle me half the time because I couldn't take a compliment. I just couldn't. I didn't think they were tricking me, but I didn't think I was good enough. I wasn't worthy. And I think there's some men listening that probably might have tingled when I just said that.
Coño, you know, I got to tell you, bro, I never in my life felt that way. Never, ever.